Hello and welcome to fresponse.com. Today we're going to talk about the fresponse version 7 Linux examiner. Specifically, we're going to look at the graphical interface that we've added for fresponse version 7. So in prior videos, we've talked about the command line interface, which of course we will need to install. But in this video, we're going to focus in on the new GUI or graphical user interface that we've put together to make it a little easier to use fresponse in the Linux platform. So as you can see, we're going through the process of installing the package on our machine. And then once we've installed that package, we go through and make sure that there are any updates are applied or any dependencies. So let's open up our user interface. One of the first things you'll see is that we can actually control the license manager directly out of the user interface. So we can set the username and password that we want to use in the license manager. It'll of course run out and start that license manager background service and bind it to the system, bind it to the dongle, etc. So here you see we have the software running on our machine and the license manager is operational. Now we're going to go out and we're going to start some subjects off frame. We don't have a deployment mechanism today in fresponse version 7 for Linux or OS X as an examiner. So we're going to go out and start some examiner products, or some subject rather software on remote machines. And as those subjects start, they're going to talk to our license manager. When they talk to the license manager, they're going to fill in this console. So you're going to end up getting a host name, a host URL, subjects, version, edition, and platform. And here you can see that information available to us. So we have a lot of different types of subjects currently talking to our license manager. What we'll do is we'll look at these individual subjects and we'll look at the targets that are available on them, as well as we'll look at the options for connecting to targets. We can filter targets by name using that filtering search bar above. So let's go ahead, we'll select a target. And we'll look, or select a subject rather, and we'll look at the targets available. Here we have our list of targets below. We can select one or more targets, right-click and mount those targets. It's going to ask us where to put the mount point. Again, very much like the command line tools, the idea is where are we putting the flat file representation, the flat live file rather, representation of those physical devices. And you can always go over to the terminal tab and see what commands are being run in the background and where the resultant data is being placed. So you go back to the subjects panel, you'll see we have our newly attached subjects and the path directly to them. And then just like in the Windows version, we can actually select and open the mount path either in a browser view or in a terminal view. So it gives us the ability to sort of look at the individual file data either through some type of Explorer or look at it through a command line. This sort of mirrors the Windows version of fresponse version 7, so it gives you the same type of flexibility and options. So let's go ahead and select some of these individual targets, and we'll open up that mount path so you can see we're at the same location via the terminal. Again, selecting multiple targets from different subjects results in different location or different attached targets. And if we go to the targets panel, we'll actually see all the physically attached devices on our machine. So we could actually detach targets directly from here or by locating the individual subject. Unmounting the targets, of course, removes them from our machine, and the subjects rather stay operational during this time. So here you can see the individual command line commands that were used to unmount those subjects. We can select multiple subjects and mount them, selecting multiple subjects and unmounting them. Or targets rather. We also have the shutdown command. The shutdown command stops the fresponse software on the remote machine and it detaches any currently running devices. So effectively it gives us the ability to stop fresponse on a remote machine and then remove any individually connected targets before shutting it down. It's important to note shutdown does not stop the operating system on the remote machine. It purely shuts down fresponse on the remote machine. Alright, so this gives you a good overview of how fresponse version 7 works in the Linux environment. It gives you an ability to sort of understand how the graphical interface works in opposition to or in part of the command line interface. So if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're available on the web at www.f-response.com. Thanks, and have a great day.